Welcome, friend, to Imaginings, Moments of Magic by Andrea Klassen-Koop, taking you places you didn't know existed, but you've always wanted to go. So sit back, relax, and lace up your hiking boots. Today, you are an intrepid explorer, spelunking in caves far from the surface. Starting out on the surface, you make your way into the cave. The sun bright behind you, the warmth on your back, and before you, darkness, and the whistle of the wind. Overhead hang thousands and thousands of tiny bats, asleep during the day, resting. You hear tiny snores and little sounds as they dream. Walking forward, gravel crunches underfoot. The walls of the cave are rough and uneven as you move forward. This is a natural cave. Making your way inside, the light grows dimmer and dimmer. You pull out your lantern and light it with practiced movements. Holding it up and walking along, you see the occasional glitter in the stone. You are alone here. Trailing your fingers over the wall, you can feel the texture of the stone. It's abrasive, solid, comforting in its own kind of way. Moving along, you reach the first cavern. This cavern is made of granite, gray and white, flecked with sparkles. You can see them winking down at you out of the darkness. The granite is rough and varied, with many different patterns in many different places. You can see some swirls. You can see the salt and pepper look. Here, flecks of pink and red. There, flecks of green and blue. You start to notice the sounds of the cavern, the wind whistling through behind you, the drip-drip of some far-off condensation, and the rustle of bats. The path before you begins to get a little rougher, but for you, this is not a problem. With your experience, you easily move ahead and over obstacles as necessary. Moving through the granite chamber, it gets darker and darker, and finally, there is no light from the outside world left. Your lamp casts a cheery glow over the cavern. In the next room, you see signs of salt crystals forming. Some small, delicate, others large, weighty. The light is refracted off of these crystals in large swaths, creating complex patterns over the walls and yourself. The air starts to grow cooler and more chill, moist. The sound of the wind has died down behind you. All is quiet, save the sounds of your movements. Next to you, you can see a crystal 10 times your height, white and solid, faces smooth and polished. Moving on, you start to see some of the crystals are beginning to glow. It's as if the lantern light refracted around has become trapped within the crystals. You start to see formations that are pink, blue, yellow, red and orange, all different colors of the rainbow. The light from your lantern bouncing around the room creates more color than you could ever imagine in a space. It is breathtaking. Stop for a while and take it in. Continuing on to the next cavern, you notice that this one is filled with marble formations, white and smooth, geometric in shape, square, with swirls of color moving through. For some reason, in this room, gravity seems to have shifted. Every step you take bounces higher, higher. As you adjust to this new gravity, you notice the ceiling soars ever higher, as if calling, encouraging you to take even greater leaps. And you do. It's like walking on the moon. You jump, push yourself upward, float for a moment at the top of your arc, your light keeping you in a warm cocoon. Then, slowly, as if pulled through gelatin, you float back down to the ground. Again, take a higher leap. The ceiling is now so high that you cannot see it in the darkness. The rough pillars of marble that surround you here and there reach up into nothingness. The quality of light in this cavern is muted and somehow comforting. It's as if all you can feel is the weightlessness. All you can hear is the quiet and the slight echo of your occasional hops. Reaching out a hand at the top of your arc, you touch a pillar. It's cool and smooth. The marble here is silver and blue laced with white. The next pillar is a bright yellow and gold. The next pillar is purple, gold, swirled with amethysts, winking out at you. Touching back down to the earth again, you come quite quickly to the other side of the cavern. Your large leaps carried you across the wide expanse. As you near the exit, your hops get smaller and smaller, and finally you are walking normally once more. Moving into the next cavern, it seems plain compared to what you previously experienced. Brown and very moist, but otherwise simple. If you look closely at the walls, you notice moss growing on the moist stone. It takes you a moment, but you realize that in the places where your lantern light does not reach, there seems to be a soft blue-white glow. You hold up your lantern and blow out the light, and before you is an entire cavern covered in bioluminescence, glowing in all different shapes and formations, collecting in the spots that are the dampest. Moving forward and reaching out to touch, you feel a soft velvet. Taking your hand away and looking at it, your hand is now covered in glowing spores, beautiful and tiny. This cavern holds so much beauty, such magnificence, that you feel you need some time to take it in. Sit down however it feels most comfortable for you. Breathe and experience everything this cavern has to offer. Friend, this has been Imaginings with Andrea Klassen-Koop. If you like what you heard, please like, follow, and subscribe for more moments of magic.